Good morning, good morning. Still morning. I know that I've been late and I've been off the grid for the last 2 days, so I do apologize, or for one day. And so we're gonna give you a two for one today with monochromatic Mondays as well as Taylor Thought Tuesdays because they kind of still go in the same vein. Uh, First and foremost, for monochromatic Mondays, I did want to talk to you yesterday about the shoe colors that you should start out with when you are talking about casual or business dress. Now, most people will tell you start out with a great pair of black shoes. I'm not really a fan of black shoes or black suiting. Um, Nothing necessarily wrong with that. It's definitely a very formalized piece that you can wear. And the thought process from you getting black shoes is so that you can wear those shoes with anything. Black does go with anything. If you followed any of my other videos, then you know that black is not really a color. It is the encompassment of all colors, and there is a symbolism of elegance there. Uh, but most guys just are generally not starting out going to black tie events, and a lot of the job spaces have not been as formalized anymore. So for me, I'm often telling guys to start with a great pair of chocolate brown or dark brown shoes, because the first suits that I'm generally telling people to get is a blue or a gray, and I just tend to like blue with brown, like dark browns, more so than a black shoe or with a blue suit. So I do recommend that. And so yesterday for monochromatic Mondays, we're going to talk about browns. And so what I recommend for each person when they're starting their wardrobe is to have one brown pair of shoes that are dark brown, one either dark brown or like a burgundy or a wine cordovan, just that's really dark. And if you can get it where it almost looks like it's bordering on black, even better, because then you're getting dual purpose out of it. If you put it with something that is black, and again, unless you're going to a black tie affair, then yeah, get you some cap toes. But I just don't feel the wearability is going to be there. But if you are, and if you are going to be doing those things a little bit more frequently, weddings, then balls and galas and things of that nature, definitely get you a great pair of black cap toes, because you will see the wearability. But if you aren't, and you just maybe going to a wedding, in the spring and the summer, get you a great pair of like dark cordovan. And cordovan is like a really deep wine color. Make sure that it's polished at the tip with like a black polish, and you'll be in there like swimwear, and it'll be a great situation, because what will happen is it will speak to a level of sophistication that a lot of guys aren't really picking up on and really aren't moving on. And then you can move into lighter shades of brown. I tend to tell most guys to stay in that vein, just because it speaks to symbolically speaks to being grounded. You start thinking about soil. You think about having 2 feet on the ground, and that movement. It just really solidifies and cultivates that thought process. Again, if you have black shoes, there's nothing wrong with that, but I just tend to prefer that stayed thought process of keeping things grounded and walking with 2 feet firmly on the ground, assertive, that you're rooted in something, all those different types of symbolisms that are there. The When it comes to Taylor Thought Tuesdays, where we are today, I did want to talk to you about the construction of a shoe. Now, I do apologize that we didn't do Style Speaks. I am still working on that. I'm editing my own videos, and so when I'm trying something new, I have to take a little bit of time to do that. But we will be up. At worst, you will have 2 videos on Friday, or 3 videos, because you're gonna have just one after the other. But when it comes to Taylor Thought Tuesday, I wanted to propose something for you. Are you paying attention to the quality of your constructing of your foundation? So, are you paying attention to the quality construction of your foundation? What do I mean? When you go to buy a house, or when you are creating something, do you pay attention to the foundation of what you're looking to build? Even when it comes to your career and your life styling, are you creating a strong foundation, or are you creating an uneven foundation, a weak foundation for how you want to move? Because in my life experience, just recently, I had a thought. When I started this journey of menswear and menswear development, I was passionate. I was growing and learning so many things about the philosophy, psychology, and history of menswear and what it represented. And menswear has always been about representation. It's always been about providing a certain level of information or functionality. But somewhere around 2 or 3 years into this work and into the study, I got frustrated and I stopped building a foundation that was going to really be able to cultivate what I'm working on now. And so because of that, I had to go back some years later and really start honing my awareness of what that meant to make sure that my foundation was even. And right now, I'm moving into that space of proficiency and mastery when it comes into the alignment of the psychological, the sociological, as well as the sartorial elements of our image and how we identify with ourselves. But it started out with a shaky foundation, an uneven foundation, because I didn't really want to start out with that. And I use that as an example because our shoes are our foundation. And so many guys are willing to invest in some bullshit and some stuff that is not going to create a stable foundation for their wardrobe and for their stance throughout the day. And then they wonder why things are uneven or why things are flimsy or why things tend to fall apart when they're around. It's because you haven't created something that is stayed in quality. And when you set the foundation for qualitative movement, for intentional imagery, then you change the whole dynamic of how everything else is going to come together. Do you know why people often recommend that your biggest investment or one of your biggest investments is shoes? Is not only because that's what you're going to be stepping into, but it sets the foundation, it sets the tone for how you are going to walk throughout the rest of your day and through the rest of your life. So I wanted to ask you that question. What are you creating as a foundation for your wardrobe and for your life? Leave me some comments in the comment box as to what that means for you, how you're creating those things. Tomorrow on What to Wear Wednesdays, we're going to talk about 3 different shoes that you can wear, what they mean, and we're going to get more in depth on those things on Friday with Style Speaks. But I wanted to set the framework for you. Listen, make sure that you like this if you are enjoying the information. I'm always going to take you deeper into the development of your dress. I want to make sure that your image and your identity are always in full alignment. And of course, I want to make sure that you don't ever forget that dress is nothing more than the expression of a man's state of mind. So I want you, I implore you, I'm begging you to make sure that you dress to express. I'll see you tomorrow.